Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a long time.
Yeah. I know Andrew asked to do this, and then I had some complications going on, so I didn't really. Anyway, hey, everybody. Welcome to an Unsigned Countdown podcast album release. My name is Jason, and I am here right now with Ian and Andrew of DuCru with Kris to come soon. We're going to be talking about their songs, the meanings, and everything about the album right after this theme song. All right. I'm back with Ian and Andrew from DuCru, and we're here to talk about their new album. And we're just going to get started right away with that. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, man. How you doing?
Doing well, thanks.
I'm so excited about this one.
Sweet, man. We're stoked too.
I don't think I've made it any secret that out of like the 250 bands were featured, you guys are like my favorite.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, that is good. Thanks a lot.
It is really. You guys have you have such a clean production sound, and I just really like that.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, we spent a lot of time mixing this one.
That's for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna get into some of that stuff. The name of the album is Around the Bend. Andrew, did you want to tell me the meaning behind that just before we get started?
It's pretty broad. I mean, I guess it means a lot of different things. It's just about overcoming something and, going to something new, really.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah. This is your sophomore album?
Yeah, this is the second one.
Nice. Are you guys have you been touring with this one yet?
I think we're trying to do some stuff in the fall where we're gonna start hitting like New York and Philly and stuff like that.
Nice.
All a pretty busy work schedule, so
it's tough to fit it in, but we're gonna try and start doing more of that.
Is that what you're working around right now? Work?
Yeah, generally.
Yeah, we all got weird schedules.
Nice. Okay. I know you toured a lot on your last album, and I got to see a lot of the videos. Are you guys on YouTube?
Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, I know I watched some of the band practices and some of that stuff. We can find DuCru on Bandcamp, Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud, and then just tonight, I just randomly typed you guys into iTunes, and boom, there you were.
Yeah, we just got it on
iTunes. How did you go about doing that? What does that take?
You can just do it through CD Baby.
Okay.
You just pay them, and then they put it everywhere for you.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love CD Baby.
Yeah, it's super convenient.
Can't get
Thank you, CD Baby, for whiteboarding us so that we don't get flagged anymore on YouTube for playing bands on your site. So the first song, I like the length of your guys' songs. They're all between 3 and 3.5 minutes long. I really like that. Why did you cut the length of your songs so much? Because I know the first album, the songs were longer than that. Was that conscious?
Yeah, I don't think it was conscious. I think just people tend to be more interested in songs like the ones we write when they're not overly long and don't have long exposition at certain points of them. So we just sort of took out some of the slower parts that went on longer, replaced them with a little bit shorter parts.
Just more like straight to the point type stuff.
I got you. Around the Bend is the namesake. It's also the first song on the album. Well, now we can get more into depth. What's the song about?
Well, we went through we brought Ian into the band for this album, and it was really, we really changed, we moved Kris to guitar from bass from the last album. So
I noticed that.
Yeah, so that's, it's really just, it's more like an introduction song to the music that we were creating. Just kind of like, this is like the transition between the two bands is really that song. So it's just about, leaving something old and trying something new and, I guess just going for it.
That's what actually tripped me out about this song, and then when it went into the next song, Chicken Plucker, was that this song reminded me of your first album, but then all of a sudden I was just taken away from that. And that was really cool. I was like, yeah, these guys just stepped their game up here.
Yeah, man, we spent a lot of time on this one, dude.
Yeah, you did. Ian, what was it like joining the band then?
I've been around for a while, so I came in after they recorded the last one, which was how many years ago?
Like 2 years
ago. 2 years ago or something. So I've been in the band for a while. It's been fun. I've known all of these guys for a long time. We've always played together. together, so it wasn't really a crazy experience or anything, you know.
Ian actually helped us write some vocals for A Language Apart too.
Yeah, I helped with some of the vocal melodies for the first album.
He came up with the melody for Pinky for the chorus.
Nice.
Yeah.
I still reference that song.
Nice.
But you don't have to be so serious about your music to get it, heard.
Right.
But yeah, it's been about 2 years since we actually talked to DuCru, so you're new to us, Ian.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I mean, I think I have a different bass playing style than Kris did, but he's really good at guitar, and I feel like it works really well. So we haven't definitely lost anything. It's just changed a little bit, but not so much as to be unrecognizable.
Yeah, no, it's progressed. There's still the tones are still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I really like. How did the process start with Around the Bend? What did it start with? A guitar? Did it start with lyrics? How did that one start?
We wrote KXTA first.
Okay.
We wrote it like right when Ian joined the band. We were just all hanging out one night and at our practice space and just came up with it. So,
all right, we can go with yeah. What's that one about? Tell me about, because is that an acronym there or just letters?
KXTA is about aliens.
Nice. Let's get into that one then.
Kris is
here.
Kris has arrived.
Nice. Is he the alien expert?
He is.
Is he the ancient astronaut theorist?
Yeah, he knows a lot about aliens.
He's got the hair and everything.
He's got that alien hair that the ladies love.
What's up, Kris?
What's up, man?
Not much. Good guitars. What's going on with this KXTA?
All right, I'll tell you a funny story about KXTA. We started writing the lyrics, and it was just something. It just had a vibe to it that was like not, maybe someone would have thought it would have been like, I don't know, like religious or something. But we're like, it's out of this world, and like we're like, all right, aliens. And we'd look up videos, and like the things they'd say would be like, man, it just vanished out of thin air. And like we just played off like, like witness statements and stuff. And Sammy Hagar said like back in the 80s, aliens downloaded like information from him before like downloading was happening. They were like, you're downloading me, which it means like 80 different things. Like everybody downloads music now.
All right.
A simple thing, but like apparently aliens download your information when they abduct you.
Like, alien expert.
We've all personally been downloaded, so we know what it's like.
He's got a PhD.
Gotcha. Ancient astronaut theorists agree.
Yeah, man.
Well, then what do the letters mean actually?
KXTA is the airport
code for Area 51.
Gotcha. See, I'm learning something new every day.
So
and that was like the first song you guys started when Ian joined the band. So how did that song progress from conception?
Well, we just had like the guitars and drums, and it was kind of scary at first. Like Ian just, had it for a minute, and then he made bass to it, and like we didn't know how it was going to sound, and then we heard it recorded like in our pre-production, and it just sounded great.
Nice. And is it the drums and guitar just real simple for you guys then? Is that what you guys usually do when you jam? Just grab the guitars and go?
We usually have like a rough idea ahead of time what we're gonna do, and then just iron it out.
Okay.
With everybody. No. But we've had time. I mean, we wrote Tire Iron from just jamming on like some stuff and like, some random stuff.
Nice. Well, that's much later in the show, but we've passed a couple songs here. I mean, you can't just pass by Chicken Plucker and just expect to get away with that. You know what I mean? Was that restraint? Were you going for a different word there?
A different word for
Plucker?
Plucker.
No, because it was about how we're playing on the guitar. You know, you're like plucking it out. It's like you're like a I don't know how to say it. I mean, it's just
it's open to interpretation.
Yeah. All right.
I gotcha. So chicken was actually the slang there, not plucker.
Right.
Yeah.
Literal.
Yeah. Well, that's so cool. I like that you guys. So Kris, you play bass and guitar, right?
Yeah.
And then Ian, you do the bass, and then I know Andrew, you play guitar as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys have a really well-rounded. How long have you guys been together overall then?
About like 3 years now.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
God, it feels like you guys have been around forever.
It does feel like
Or not.
yeah.
You guys have been around forever.
Well, it feels that way to me because you guys have such a seasoned sound, and I've watched your YouTube videos, and you have such really good performances. The light shows and the way you guys are on stage, it's like you guys have been together forever.
Yeah, it helps that we know a lot of people, in kind of that industry of production. So we know lighting guys and audio guys, and we have access to some of that. It helps because we've all worked in that field before.
Yeah.
Currently, so
we know when we go out, like we gotta do what musicians are supposed to do. We know the whole show from left to back, like front to back. Like we do all the background stuff. We watch people put on shows for years, so like we respect it. And when we go out there, we're gonna like put on a show. So
right.
with like
I know Andrew's background, but what about you guys? How do you know about shows from the backside?
Well, that's how Andrew was like the man. He was like running shows, and they'd ask him for like people to run shows, and like he'd literally just gather up all his friends, weren't doing anything, like
pretty much. Yeah.
And like, of course, we want to go like work a show for Mars Volta or like whoever it is, that's playing at the venue. Like,
Right.
I think that's actually where the DuCru thing first started.
Probably. Yeah.
Was that me and my group of friends when we were all working shows were the DuCru.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Gotcha.
all young.
I was just gonna say, explain the name again for our fans, but you just did.
There you go.
So that's how Andrew got friends. He's like, hey, I'll be your friend. I'll bring you to a show.
I tried.
He would pick everybody up, make everybody meet at the house at like 5:30 in the fucking morning. Put up with everybody like showing up late and drive all our asses to the fucking gig and get it done, man.
That's hilarious. For a show that starts what, like 8 o'clock at night?
We'd be in for it, man. Like
all hours.
Yeah.
Forever.
But it's worth it.
Yeah, I mean,
it definitely is.
We set up a Paul McCartney show in DC, and we ended up working in a like 18 hours straight, and like we're all freaking out because we're moving like heavy equipment and stuff, and we're like looking at Andrew, and he's like, "Don't worry, man, I got this shit." And like the best the like company gave us was like we got to like hang out in like the Redskins locker room.
Nice.
And get like a junior bacon cheeseburger from like Wendy's.
Yeah.
So like, Andrew was looking out for us still. I mean,
yeah, I got him to find a place for us to stay and shower.
Yeah.
The showers were there was like 20 shower heads, and he's like, "Here, look, there's one for all you guys." I was like, "Dude, come on, we're not." It's not like that.
All the ladies are sitting here drooling, wanting to hear about the shower.
Yeah. Because they're asleep.
So what's one of your what's one of your favorite moments about touring? Because I know you guys did tour on the last album.
It's gotta be when we play with like every band is just amazing, and it's kind of tough to do in Baltimore. There's just so much different shows. Like the last show we just played, like we played with a bunch of really good bands, and we were all like amazed. Like, we don't have to tell our friends like the first band sucks. Like we're gonna play after the other band that's all right. Like everybody enjoyed the whole show. That's what it's about, man. Like when when everybody's killing it, but no one's like, oh man, like those guys, like they were just killing it too hard, like, you know, and there's no jealousy. Like everybody was like, man, great job. And we're like, great job to you guys too, man. Like,
yeah, no one was crushing it too hard the whole time.
I was gonna say you guys sound like comics. I'm not going on after him.
But that's the thing. I don't understand that viewpoint. Like, I want to go after him, dude. If he just killed it, like, then, you know, it's ups your special level, you know? Like,
Special level, yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
Like,
that's called, the crowd is primed, right?
yeah, you know what I mean?
Right. And then what do you start your shows off with? Which song?
Well, we've been playing the new album. Well, hold on. We've had a couple different beginnings, but we've been like starting with Around the Bend.
Okay.
Yeah, generally.
Yeah, I mean that one's kind of a good like warm up song. You know, it's not too much, it's not too little,
Kind of catchy,
and it's also really good to get like the sound dialed in too.
Okay. Yeah, because it changes from your old sound to your new sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been trying to adapt more to the new sound, and like we're trying to adapt more to like a newer sound. Like we like are constantly evolving and like trying to, like, our music is like, we love it, and like we like want to keep taking it to the farthest place it can go. So like it's going to constantly be like evolving and changing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I try and compare with a lot of bands, but I know you guys don't care for comparisons. You know what I mean?
I can understand them.
Okay.
I've heard some real funny ones.
Which ones? Tell me.
What did we get the other night? Faith No More, and then like
People told me we sound
Seven
like
Dust or something.
People told me we sound like Radiohead.
Yeah, we don't sound anything like Radiohead.
I don't think we sound like Radiohead
at all.
I saw that post. I was wondering what that was about. You just had Radiohead.
Like, I don't know. But,
I was like, wait, is he trying to say they're going for a Radiohead sound?
I mean, we like
I mean, we love Radiohead, but
It's-
I don't know.
we just have that. We just
Can't
have a little bit
replicate
of that ambient, ethereal thing, and like,
Yeah.
and rock music's like changing. Like you don't, like we try and look for shows around Baltimore, and it's never just rock. It's like
It's
there's
either
80
like
different types of it, or like pop, or like so like no matter what, like the sound is changing. There's nothing we can do about it. We can just follow it, and like it's kind of hard to define.
It's like surfing on a wave, right? You're trying
Yeah.
to stay ahead of it, but on top of it at the same
Mhm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys do really good. So I don't like to throw influences in because I think the influences I hear is something different than other people hear. But some of my favorite bands, you just sound, you have moments of sounding like, you don't have any one song that sounds exactly like another band.
Yeah.
So, so I'm always curious to hear what your influences are, you know, growing up, and what made you into the musician you are, so that I know if what I'm hearing is right, you know?
right.
So I think that's interesting. Kris, who did you grow up listening to as
Okay, hell yeah, I get to go first. I started well here's what's funny, man. The first music I really liked was like Michael Jackson and even like Madonna when I was like 5.
oh hell yeah.
Without like my parents thinking I was flamboyant, I guess. Like but like my mom always listened to country, and my mom and dad would always sing, but I would never like want to sing along with them like I was in like some family band. But then HFS, man, 99.1, like modern rock through the 90s. Like I grew up on all that stuff, man. And then I like kind of got it more into like jam bands and electronic music. And I'm still trying to like put it all together. I don't know. I'm all over the place now. I'll listen to like whatever has like a cool sound or a cool vibe, you know?
Yeah.
But I really grew up on that like old school 90s modern rock, like, you know, Stone Temple Pilots to Rage Against the Machine, you know.
Of course. Yeah. Chumbawamba's in there. Smash Mouth.
Hold on. You just ruined my thing. Maybe Smashing Pumpkins. But look, I like 3 Smash Mouth songs. Don't get me wrong, but I don't want to throw myself with the Smash Mouth fans.
You just dabbles and stuff.
Yeah. I dabble.
Chumbawamba's got some street cred though. They used to be an anarchist punk band, so
Yeah.
it changes.
Ian knows his shit.
He knows his change.
I know my Chumbawamba.
Yeah. Yeah, props for that.
That's excellent. Ian, what made you want to be a bassist?
Probably Les Claypool from Primus, really.
Oh yeah.
I listened to them a lot when I was younger, and like Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath and all that stuff that everyone always listens to. And the bass players are always really good, and I really like that. Chris Squire from Yes was a big early influence.
He just died, right?
Nice. He played a Rickenbacker.
Yeah, I have a Rickenbacker. I play one as well for that.
No way.
Yeah, so it's pretty awesome. But lately, I've been in the past few years, I've been kind of branching out a lot more into more experimental music and stuff, sort of off the beaten path, I guess. So I draw influence from a lot of things.
Yeah, Ian's got a specific weird taste in music. Like he'll bring something up, like maybe me or Andrew could put something up and like everybody will like it, but Ian could pull something up and like it'll make people feel a certain type of way, and Ian loves it, and like we'll be like, yeah, man, that's really creative, that's really expressional, and right.
Yeah, it's getting eclectic,
but that's what you need, man. You need those fucking like deep cuts, like.
I always had some weird influences back in the day from like bands like Mr. Bungle and things like that, where kind of
I love you, Ian.
Yeah,
everybody does.
Yeah, Stranger Things like that kind of creep their way in. There was one album I used to listen to a lot when I was really young. That was sort of this like bizarre klezmer music, like the Jewish klezmer kind of.
Okay.
So I don't know, stuff like that, just weird stuff like that, kind of primed me to start listening to Stranger stuff later on in life.
See, every band needs one of you in there because you stretch those boundaries and you keep them fresh. You know what I mean?
I try, yeah.
They don't even realize it, but all the music you're playing creeps into their brain and suddenly it's coming out in their fingers.
It's messed up, man.
I know. I'm sorry, guys.
I love it. Now, how about you, Andrew?
I guess I grew up listening to
NSYNC.
Yeah, mainly NSYNC, some Britney Spears.
Boys,
of course.
Boyz II Men, Christina Aguilera. Yeah, man, I was rocking that one record hard.
Yeah.
I believe you.
What was the first album you had?
First album I had. I mean, I really liked Science by Incubus.
What was the first one you had, though?
I don't even know, dude. The first one I had was probably like Metallica Reload.
Yeah.
Like Fuel came out.
Yeah.
I liked Metallica when that shit was coming out.
I mean, when I was like 12, I listened to Metallica's Fuel.
Dude, I remember MTV had like you like get a truckload of stuff from Metallica, and like there's one truck with Metallica in the back.
Yeah, I don't know. I listened to a lot of like Incubus in high school. I was like really big into that, like probably more than I should have been. I really like Mr. Bungle too. Like Faith more. I really like Mike Patton as a singer. And I don't know. I listened to a lot of Queens of Stone Age after that, and like Deftones and stuff, and a bunch of random stuff. I really like this band Burning Airlines a lot. The guitar player from that band.
Nice. That's a reference I don't know. I'm gonna have to look them up.
Yeah, those guys are cool, dude. It's a Baltimore guy.
I love that 2 out of 3 of you mentioned Mr. Bungle. That's amazing.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome.
Faith No More was just on tour. My buddy Brent just went to see the show last night.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
Was it?
I'm sure it was. I've heard that their set's really cool right now. It's like an all white set with like weird like funeral flowers all over the stage.
Right.
White. That sounds awesome.
Worn once, and everything was gray. The whole backdrop was gray, and they were all wearing gray suits, and all the synthesizers and stuff were just like gray cubes, and their amps had like gray drape over them. And it's all they didn't move the whole show; they just stood there. It was really awful.
That sounds awful. But I bet you they got signed instantly.
I mean, it was Korn. They probably got paid like $3 million to play that show. So
right.
That was back when they were huge.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't what before they were big.
You didn't need Jesus.
No. Yeah, back before that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, once you're rich and famous, you can do anything.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's really, I guess, the qualifications.
It's just, why would you want to?
That's a good question.
It's like you become a baby again, like
whatever you want. Yeah, we don't really know anything about that though.
No.
I'm not rich anyway. I don't know about these other guys.
Not rich.
Not yet.
Yeah. That would be cool.
That would be nice.
So the thing about Chicken Plucker was that's when I noticed your sound changed. Why did you guys go to a harder sound?
I mean, we're all, everybody just got like, I don't know, whatever it is. I know we got a fire. Like, we want to rock. Like, I guess I do agree. It's harder. I didn't think it was that much edgier or anything.
I just think it was us pushing in a little different direction. We tried to, with each one of these songs, we try to do things a little bit differently and, less poppy than the first album and just focus on like making the music really, really good. And I think that, some of it became heavier because we were trying to push it,
Yeah.
As far as
how do you feel about that vocally?
I mean, I think we're all like, we all write the vocals and we're all cool with them. I think they're good. The music is what really matters, I feel like,
Yeah, I guess. I just mean because you have such a smooth voice. So to go to some heavier, rawer stuff for you, I was just wondering how you felt about that.
I used to scream a lot more in like
we're trying to step away from
past groups that we've been in. Yeah, I'm trying to do more melodic singing and just experiment more with like a really cool, like clean tone vocally as we like evolve and stuff.
We see older metal bands come through that are a bit, they're like 20 years old that have to sing like that crap like back when they're 65 and it's not a good look.
Yeah.
Like awkward, like we know you can like, anybody can be pissed and can just like be like, but if you calculate it and like make it in a way that people will be like, they're like, oh, they're not just whining or they're not just yelling. Like,
right.
That's what it's more about.
Okay, I gotcha. How about if we talk a little bit about your new domain name, thebomb.com? I hate, you type that in everywhere and now it just highlights in every device I have, thebomb.com.
Yeah, right.
Did you guys own that or do I have to pick that up?
I think it actually redirects you to the Chive, but it wasn't like intentional on that. We just thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, we prefer the Onion, so
like all the names we come up with like random names for the songs right when we write them before we have some of the stuff, and
sometimes they stick.
Yeah, we were like, we don't really want to change the name from thebomb.com. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so that's why, because that's why we're trying to get people to understand more about the songs, is because sometimes your titles don't really match the song exactly. You know what I mean?
Right.
Oh, okay. That's a good thought.
So what's this song about?
Hold on. I think this title does match the song. The song is about whenever you get upset, normally you project something that's wrong with you onto somebody else. So like when we're saying like, you implode on your own and you're pointing your finger, it's like it's you and you're like blaming someone else. You're like, you pissed me off, motherfucker. And like, no, that's you, dude. Like that's all on you. Like I just, was doing me and like you got upset. Like that's what it is, That's what it is.
That's some introspective shit right there.
Yeah, man. It's upsetting when you're on the other end of it and like, these people get intense, man.
It's like about someone like being like bipolar and like snapping about something. Like it's just like an explosion and like there's no way to control it.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure everyone's done it before.
Yeah, we've all exploded.
Are you guys describing the band dynamic right now?
Well, we basically just yell at each other. Everything and
intense screaming matches.
Yeah, we don't really get anything done.
Yeah, like we got to figure out who's going to play the guitar part. It's like, Rochambeau.
We basically kick each other in the nuts as hard as we can until one of us pukes.
Whoever can stand that. Like, it's not even how good you are. It's about who can
you
take
really,
some wax.
You got to be committed to whatever you're putting on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys have contests though as guitarists?
Not really. We're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like each other.
Like it's really cool, man. Like Andrew can write like something and I'll love it and I want to learn to play it. Like, and I'm sure if like I make something like he like rolls with it too. Like it's just whoever has it that time, that day,
whatever
like,
is going to make the best song possible is what we want to do.
Yeah,
we
don't
care about who's in the spotlight. Like that's why like, you know, making the songs like poppy and making like, you know, everything like that. Like it doesn't matter. Like we just want to make the best song possible.
There's so many songs to write. So like if you don't get it that time, you got it like on the 10th other song we write. Like, you know, like you can't be the lead guitarist every freaking song. Like you can't even. And it's strange. Like we've been writing a lot lately, and like
Kris, you are the lead guitarist.
I hate to break it to you.
All right, well you can, but I can.
I got one solo. Though.
Oh yeah. Andrew's solo debut is serious.
Yeah, my solo. I have the solo in Tire Iron.
Yeah,
which is it's like my first solo.
Really?
Remind us to talk about that when we get there.
Okay, that sounds good. But now you guys have sort of. I don't want to insult anybody. You have sort of the same tone. You know what I mean? When you guys switch up guitars, then I don't notice a major tone difference. Do you play the same equipment? How do you get the same tone?
Whew. Well, technically,
I think we just have really complementary tones, like the way that we still have like before, like, you know, our melodies still complemented each other in like a good, interesting way, and it's just a different voice moving it to guitar, but it's still the same. You know, the melodies are still complementing each other the same way as before. It's just a little different.
Yeah, I agree. How do you go about doing that though? Is that just time together? Is that just practice?
We're just good at like mimicking. Like, you know, if like someone has a part, like, and we got to play it, like we can. You know,
we just naturally kind of see eye to eye on like a lot of like patterns and stuff with how we play.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Is that because Kris moved to guitar and he had to learn the other parts?
No. I would have been the guitar player, but like I let someone else do it, and I was like, no one ever wants to play bass, basically. And I have no problem doing it. And so you know, that's all that was like, but it's just that we really do see eye to eye, and like we really can acknowledge like when a great part comes up. Like we're not like, oh, well, I don't like that because I didn't write it. We're like, hell yeah, man, great job. Like let's do it.
Gotcha. That's cool. And who wrote the guitar for The Bomb?
Andrew wrote the whole like rhythm track pretty much all the way through, I think, right?
And I helped you write the solo at the end.
Yeah, and like we like
on the record.
Well, it's funny. Like if I'm trying to write a part and like I know when something's great or if it's on or off. Basically, that's all that matters. Basic on or off. And I'm like, all right, I'm not getting it. And I'm like, I know Andrew has an idea. I'm like, Andrew, what's up? And like he gives me like one quick thing, and then I'm back on it. Like, and I'm okay. That's a great idea. Let me run with it.
I'll always like let everybody like do their own thing, but like secretly in my head, I've got a plan the entire time, and I just wait sometimes.
I mean,
that's why it's called DuCru.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure we like override those ideas for the most part, but when it's not there, like he's there to help us out with parts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty obstinate on my bass lines.
Yeah, I want everybody to have their own voice. It's not like that or anything.
I know that. I'm just giving you guys a hard time.
We definitely tell Josh.
Josh doesn't have any say in his drum parts.
We just carry him all day.
Yeah.
Well, he's the drummer. He's like a glamorized metronome, right?
Yeah. And he's not here to so
yeah, so we can
just shit on him all night.
Yeah.
Oh, we should give Josh some praise. He's back there. He's I saw the Instagram video, you know, he's got his mouth wide open. He's just jamming away.
He's definitely been jamming.
Yeah.
I had to text Andrew and ask him about that video. I was like, what's going on with that?
That's fun.
Yeah, that was dude. We like videotaped practice, and I was like watching through it, and I was like, whoa, did you see what he just did there? And he was like, Chinery was like, what? And I was like, dude, you're gonna geek out when you see this. And I backed it up, and we were like,
Dude, that's how you know the music's good, man. People make weird fucking faces.
Yeah.
You know, like see somebody hit an O face and be like, "Whoa, that was weird, man." Like, you know, like
yeah. You've seen me dance then. My wife said, "What are you doing?" I said, "The Jordan." She's like, "No, don't do that."
Oh, please stop.
Leave your tongue in your mouth next time. Cool. We got a song coming up called "Talks the Most, Says the Least."
All right.
How's that one about? How did that one start out?
We actually wrote it about one of our friends, kind of.
I think it's a basic industry standard, dude. There's just people who like, you'd be like, oh yeah, you like play music or you do this. They're like, yeah, I know this guy, that guy, and this guy, and we're doing this, that, and this. And like, you're like, holy shit, these guys are awesome. And then like, you see what really goes on, and you're like, wow, like that was all talk, man. It's just talk is cheap, you know.
But we got the title. We found this award at our practice. We used to practice in like our drummers at Josh's mom's house or whatever, and we found this award that he got in drama class from like 2005 for Josh Brandt. Talks the most, says the least. And we were like, dude, this is a sick award, dudes. And then that happened to be, I think, the same day that we wrote that song, and we were like, well, let's call it that for right now. You know, that'll work.
And the song just took on that meaning and that.
But yeah, the broader meaning, you know, it's there's a lot of people that say a lot and don't really say a lot.
Yeah, especially in the music industry.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Well, on that subject, have you guys heard from any? Have you had anybody feeling around trying to get you guys signed to a label?
I mean, I've been talking to some people, but it's just talk, you know.
Okay.
There's usually a lot of talking and nothing ever happens. So
yeah,
you just take it with a grain of salt. I mean, it's good. It's good that there's something, but you know,
we'd appreciate it.
Yeah.
To get paid to do what you love. Yeah.
We'd appreciate
to stop working would be super sweet.
That would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So I ask every band the same thing, and it's on that subject. If you guys could get signed, but somebody was there to tell you to change your sound, or you could stay independent and play what you want and not make as much money, which one would you rather do?
I don't think it would make sense to get signed then, because you would just be getting signed to play different music.
Right.
At that point, you would just be like a studio musician in LA, just like playing.
Well, I don't think a studio musician is the right analogy. I think you might as well be like someone else's bitch and do what they want to say.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Me speaking for myself, I'd like to just sell out and make a bunch of money, and then, you know, with all that like the music I wanted to make, so I wouldn't mind, but that's just me.
See, I agree with that. That's what I always tell my buddy. I would sell out for $1 million. You can buy my song right now and make it however you want, and I'll take that money and do what I want.
You're giving them an inch, they're gonna get a mile. You're gonna be like, yeah, man. And then they're gonna be like, yeah, and put this makeup on and put this like sequence like top
yeah, I mean,
on
that would suck.
Show us your.
But if all I had to do was play the same music and get paid for it, I'd do it.
Yeah, of course.
But the bottom line is if you have something special, like a record label can't buy it, man. Like no matter what, like it's just gonna fly. Like people are gonna want it. They're gonna want to see it. Like.
Yeah, in a band like us, I mean, we're not really going to compromise our sound that much to cater to that. So if anyone asks for us to be signed to a record label, it'll be for our music the way we write it.
If they want a cookie cutter sound, they can find a cookie cutter band to
it'd be more than easy enough.
Dress it up in the clothes they want.
You know, we're not going to write an album of like pop hits to get signed or anything.
That's good. I think you guys have the best chance out of most of the bands that I've heard of actually getting signed for what you guys do.
Well, that's good.
Oh, yeah, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm just curious as to if you would really even want that. So it's good to know.
It would have to be the right kind of thing for us to want to do it.
Yeah.
Of course. Okay. Well, let's move on to Flashback, and we'll start talking about that song. What's up?
Oh, I said hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay. You like that song. I love that song.
Yeah, Flashback. I actually started writing Flashback. I had like a really crazy dream, and and I woke up and I wanted to like write like narrative music to it, and I wrote like a couple parts from it, and that's how like it started. And then I took the idea to everybody else, and we made it way better.
Tell me about your dream. Lay back, close your eyes, and tell me about your dream.
Weird dream, dude. I was at like a gas station, and it was like I felt like I was like in Seattle or something. And this dude at like the pump next to me, it was like nighttime. This dude shot this guy with like a silenced pistol, and I was the only one that saw it. And like no one else saw it. And I just like went inside like cautiously to like tell the dude like at the counter to like call the cops. And I saw like the gunman guy like coming into the gas. Like it was an intense dream, dude. Like it was like so intense that I was like, dude, I got to write music to that. And the dude like came in and like into the gas station and like killed the attendants and was like chasing after me. And then I had to I ended up like, I threw like a glass bottle at him and knocked him out or something. And then the cops came, and that was like the dream, dude. But it was one of those dreams where you're like, it's real, you know, like when you're in it. But, you know, I always hear about musicians like writing music in dreams or writing music from a dream, but that was the only time I've ever done something like that.
Nice. So you actually have the video already conceptualized.
I don't know. The storyline is really not that great, but you know, we were going to put lyrics to it, but it's just better instrumental.
Yeah, it didn't work at all with lyrics.
We tried to put like narrative lyrics over it.
Andrew was about to like Jim Morrison it, and like it was something else.
Yes. Please don't do that, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Well, he like had the idea, man. It was a good idea. It just didn't like work. I mean, it was an awesome idea, and like we would have loved it to work, but like
it just didn't translate right.
Yeah, and the end of the song, man, like used to be a little different. And then one practice we had, like we always have these like serendipitous like mess ups where like the song just like blossoms into something else, and like we really like helped that end like grow into what it was. Like it didn't used to be like that. So it used to be a little simpler, and we really built it up, man.
And how do you guys deal with that when one guy just goes off on a tangent? Do you follow, or do you just like stop and listen?
We just let Kris go.
It's me.
It's always Kris.
Do his thing, and
it's never Josh. He never goes on with the beat after you guys.
It just depends. I mean, if we're writing or something, like that's what it's all about. It's all about like everybody like going off and like, you know, doing their own thing and like finding their voice for the song. And, you know, we don't want to limit that from anyone. So.
Okay. How much influence, Josh isn't here, how much influence does he have on the creation process?
He's got a little bit. I mean, he's more like helped us out like after the fact with like deciding like if we should move a part around or something.
He's a younger player, so he used to play guitar, right?
Yeah, he used to be a guitar player.
Oh, okay.
So what was great about him, man, is he takes not only just, we don't really have criticism for him, but we have like ideas, and he takes those ideas with a great mindset, and he tries to like, you know, appease us, like help us out, like. And
he's like the easiest drummer to work with, dude, because you can just tell him anything, and he doesn't take it personally. As far as, you know, like some musicians, like they're doing it their way, and that's the only way they're doing it. But you know, he's really good about, you know, we change the drum beats and stuff, and
I think that's what's good though, but
that's what's good about everything with us. We're all like just trying to make the best thing possible. No one's got like their ego getting in the way of like changing a part or something.
So we're never overplaying or underplaying. It's like the part. We're just making the part, like, and that's all it is. It's not like did I do like double bass, you know, drum solo in this part, or did I just like make the part? Like that's what it is.
And we can all help each other out too. Like I can play drums, so I can, you know, give Josh ideas. Like Kris can play bass, Dugan can play bass. We all dabble in all the instruments. Like most of us can sing a little bit, so we all have pretty good idea.
So yeah, so when we give ideas, it's not like we've never done that before. It's like so everyone understands each other musically, and like it really is tough to talk to people in a creative process. You never know when anyone's going to get upset or anything.
Right.
And we all know at the end of the day, we're here to make like a fun, good song. So like, it's just it's really knowing how to work with people, like, and Josh is great for that. I don't even think I've seen him too upset, really.
No, he doesn't get about anything.
Like he's got a great attitude, which is like you couldn't ask for a better guy back there.
That's really cool. You guys have a really good way of working together.
Yeah, man. I mean,
it's all that kicking each other in the nuts we do. It really just forms strong bonds.
Yeah, words don't matter after that.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Well, we have the final song and the song everybody wanted to talk to. We're here talking with DuCru, and now we're here with Ian, Kris, and Andrew.
Yeah.
And we're talking about their album Around the Bend, and their last song is called Tire Iron, and they all want to talk about that.
There's some good stuff about this song.
Yeah. Well, we're here to find out the story, so let us know.
Hell yeah. So hold on. What's funny, I guess we listened to like one of the first versions we had of this, and like I used to have a kind of more dissonant part that had a little bit. I used to joke around that it sounded like the guy from Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold, because it was a little bit more like it's like it was just a line. It was funny. It was funny. Like, but dude, we really developed this song, man. Like,
it always had like a dark sound to it, as we were writing.
Yeah, and I don't know. Ian was just coming in again, so we had to like get him going, and like it was a really good song to lock in with like rhythm, guitar, drums, and bass, because that like rhythm during the chorus, just like, I mean, I couldn't, every time we played it, like I'm jumping up and down, like so.
Nice. What's it about?
So it's about this dude that goes and sees this girl dance at a strip club, and then basically catches this girl. She like leads him on to think that he's something special.
I think any stripper does that to a man.
Yeah,
it's basically being around like the strip clubs, like, like you got to understand that like these girls go home at night. There's people like waiting to like watch them leave the club, like, and it's just an imaginary thought, like these guys are like weird and like they could like literally creep up and kill them, like, or something. I don't know what they want to do, really, but
it's the creepiest song that we have.
It just had that vibe of what's going on, and like, I don't know, it just happened.
It's about abducting a stripper, and the guy tries to kill her, and then basically she ends up killing him in the end.
Yeah,
and it's with a tire iron, because basically when he abducts her, she's in the trunk of his car. And when he opens the trunk, she comes out, and then she starts attacking him with the tire iron, because it's the only thing that she can fight him with.
I love it.
Yeah.
And how do you go about starting to write a song like that?
The lyrics came last.
Yeah, we always write the music first, and then the vocal melodies and everything, like lyrics like that, like absolute last.
What's funny is we just played that at our last show, and this guy told me that it was like a super positive song. he thought it was about like hitting a home run out of the park, like swinging for the bleachers. And he was telling me how much he loved it, and I was like, Mike, it's about killing a stripper. And like his face just turned, and his little sister was right there, like, and she was like, "What did you say, Kris?" And I was like, "Well, Rachel."
Don't take it personally.
It's our reinterpretation of "put me in, coach." So that's pretty much all it is. It's about hitting the home run, being on the team. That's what it's all. If ever we need to play somewhere where it's really politically correct, that's what we can tell.
Yeah.
So at least we have options.
Yeah.
There you go. It's about women's rights.
It's about women's rights.
Oh God, sure is.
The feminists will love it.
I don't know. They might see through that.
Yeah, we're not going to be hitting them.
Nice. Well, I like Ian. What's your favorite song on this album?
Talks the Most, Says the Least is probably my favorite song.
Why?
I'm always a fan of a rock song with good pop sensibilities. So, I think the melodies are nice and the structure is pretty simple, and it just sounds pretty nice. I like it.
All right. Andrew, which one of these songs would be your favorite to play live?
To play live, probably Flashback. It's got a lot of like really fun, like heavy parts where like we're all just rocking out, and I don't have to sing, so I can just like fully like play the guitar and like be the guitar dude, and not have to like stand in one place.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Kris, which one was your favorite in production?
Oh man, in production, I'm gonna
Plucker was pretty.
I'm gonna go with Chicken Plucker. Yeah. I
love that song, man.
But do we so Chicken Plucker was supposed to end, like we were trying to make an album, so the songs were going into each other.
Right.
So Chicken Plucker at the end, you'll notice like some stuff's going on towards the end, and like it was literally like we imagined like we like finished the song and like we're like, all right, dudes, peace out, and like you hear a door open and you hear a guy walking. It's like
yeah.
So that was like us leaving band practice, and then it's us getting abducted by aliens to start off. Yeah. So dude, we got to like, there's this studio we were at, man, had crazy amounts of keyboards and synthesizers, and like that's something we're trying to get more into, like, you know, crazy sounds, and we got to like pick a synthesizer and go through sounds and like make those sounds at the end, and we got to do really cool harmonies. Like we had the ideas for the lyrics, but like if you hear during the chorus, like, man, the harmonies are really strong. Like the pieces rise till they fall and stuff like that. So that was like, you know, other production elements that we were doing on that song. Like even at the end, I always imagine Andrew's guitar as he's like singing. I imagine he's singing whatever he's playing. So at the end, it's like doo 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 doo, and we put vocals on that. Like it would have sounded like it without it, but we exaggerated it. So we're like doing these doo doos behind it. And
right.
I don't know. I love that small stuff, you know.
Yeah, you guys do that better than any other band I've featured.
Nice.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we like doing that. That's the fun stuff.
Yeah, it's the fun stuff.
What I like is what you just said, that every song has to stand on its own, but you guys have it as a whole. It has an arc to the album. So the album is all one cohesive piece, but yet the songs can stand on their own.
Yeah.
That takes a lot of thought to do.
It just kind of fell into place, really, with all that stuff.
I mean, we were definitely thinking a lot, and then in the end, it fell into, like, we were thinking a lot, and then it just happened. It was just fell into place, like you said.
Yeah. So you don't even have to think about your set list. It's basically, you know, A to B, A to Z.
Yeah.
It's really cool. I'm going to keep you guys a couple more minutes. I want to say for the end of this podcast, thanks for joining me. That was DuCru, and that was their album Around the Bend. I'm going to keep them, so listen to our next podcast, because what we do is we like to get some information from the bands to give to newer bands and for older bands to go, yeah, I like that. So we're going to talk production and instruments right after this. Nice. So where did you guys produce this album?
We did it at Right Way Studios in Baltimore.
Why?
It's one of our friends worked there that we did the first record with, and it's just a really nice studio. The people that own it are really cool. You know, it's just got it's got a good vibe. Like, it's just a comfortable place.
Okay, I like that. And I'll put a link in the description. I just like I like to get information if somebody hasn't been into the studio yet and they're kind of going into the studio, what they can expect, and maybe get some tips on how to make it easier so they don't waste their time and money doing it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Get some good ideas.
Yeah. I mean, the best thing is to just practice your songs a lot. Like, when you go in the studio, you shouldn't be figuring anything out. You should have everything exactly how you want it.
I mean, you should go in, like, before you even think about going in the studio, get like GarageBand or something and record everything on your own, which is way easier nowadays than it ever was before. You know, make sure you know like exactly what kind of guitar tone you want for like the solo in that one song, or like, you know, should the bass tone be like really warm in like this one part? Like, you should find all that out ahead of time so you know exactly what you want and what to tell the engineers, because if you go in there with no idea, you know, you're not going to come out with what you want. You're going to come out with, you know, whatever sound guy's interpretation of your music is, and that might not always be the right fit.
Yeah,
that's the best. For like somehow pre-record your album before you go in and record it. That's the best. That's the best.
You'll hear the craziest stuff. You'll be like, wow, I can't believe that part sounds like that, or maybe this part needs more. Or, you know, it's gonna bite you in the ass if you don't do that stuff, because you're gonna come out with a product that you don't feel is done, really.
Yeah, I mean, studio time's expensive, so if you're sitting there for 3 hours one day trying to figure out like what vocal melody to put in a song, you know, you're just wasting your own time and money. So
Right.
it's best to do all that stuff.
You have to rehearse recording.
Yeah.
When we come into the studio, Andrew has a list of the songs. He has a list of what guitars and bass and drums are going to be used, and he tells the engineer, the rhythm guitar's got this kind of tone, the lead guitar's got this tone during the chorus and the verse. So like an engineer can't be like, but what's going on? We're like, dude, turn to page 2. That's what's going on. Like there's like when you're in that creative state, there's a lot of like, so to say, chaos in the air. It's just this like awesome energy, man. So like you want to be as prepared as you can to do.
Yeah, because all kinds of stuff comes up, and you just really don't want anything to worry about or even think about when you're there besides performing the part, you know.
Right. Do you send after you record that stuff, do you send it ahead for the engineers to listen to?
Yeah, we send it for them just to kind of see what we're going for with everything, just so they kind of have an idea.
All right. Do they offer you feedback? Do you listen to the feedback?
It all depends.
It just depends. I mean, like, it depends on the feedback if we like it or not, really.
Yeah.
You know, if it's like, we can't take feedback on the mixes too literally because they're not professional mixes, you know. Okay. But as far as the strong song structure goes, I mean, we're always open to feedback. We'll listen to anything, you know.
But also, every engineer is different too, so you got to kind of understand their backgrounds and what they're used to doing, and you know, if they have ideas that kind of are in line with what they are used to, but it doesn't really go with what you want, you know, you just have to be honest and be like, I don't really want that, despite the fact that they're experienced.
That's
and know what they're talking about.
That's like, a tough position.
But every engineer comes from a different background, and they all have their own ways of recording and doing things. And if you don't like something, you have to just be honest about it. You could definitely be wrong if you're like record it with this mic, and they're like, that mic sucks, and it's probably something you should listen to them about. But
technically, a microphone isn't like the biggest like deal though that happens. Yeah. But like.
It makes a huge difference, though.
It does. And as far as just the general sound, like they could be like, oh, I'm imagining this part to sound like this. You know, it's going to sound like real bass heavy or something. You're like, no, we kind of want it to be quieter. Like, it's just, that stuff. And they might have a different thing in mind.
And it should be quieter because you already tried it bass heavy. Yeah. And that it won't work.
At the end of the day, it's your music. So you can't be afraid to just say, no, I don't want you to do that. I want you to do this instead. You know, you don't have to be mean about it or anything, but
just be straightforward with the engineer.
Yeah, you got to be honest. It's costing you money, so you got to get what you want out of it.
Right? Did you?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, you sure did. Cool. I wanted to. Every one of our fans is in a band or loves bands, so we're going to talk equipment because I love hearing about equipment. So I'm going to start with the bass. And Ian, what kind of equipment did you use on this album? Was it all the same bass?
Yeah, it was all the same bass. I used my Rickenbacker for all of it.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I love the way it sounds. It never seems to sound bad. And the tone, the Rickenbacker has a kind of more distorted, like treble heavy tone, I guess, which is sort of its thing. That's why I always liked it. That's why I always liked the way Chris Squire's bass sounded. That's why I bought the Rickenbacker, was for that tone. So it's a little dirty because all the equipment is, all the electronics are passive. It's all basically the design that it was when they came up with that bass. So it's got a classic sound to it. It's real dirty. But we used Ampeg SVT Classic with, I think, an 810 cab, right?
Oh, yeah.
For recording, which is way better than what I have for playing live. But, of course it sounded good because it was a Rickenbacker through an Ampeg SVT. So it was just a kind of classic setup.
Nice. What do you use live then?
I have a Music Man HD 130 head. It's like the classic Music Man before it was bought by Ernie Ball. It was Leo Fender's offshoot from making Fender amps. And it has tube power amp and a solid state preamp, which is kind of backwards of what you'd find today. But it's basically a guitar amp, but it sounds really nice. It's
Ian MacKay.
Yeah, apparently it used to belong to Ian MacKay from Fugazi too. So
Nice.
yeah, I don't. That's what I was told. It didn't work for a long time, and I finally got it fixed, and now it sounds great. I mean, it's once again, it's a really kind of dirty, aggressive tone, which goes with the Rickenbacker well. But I have a real crappy Harkey 410 cab that, I mean, it's stood up to a bunch of years of abuse, but it doesn't sound very good. So I'm looking into getting something else.
It's kind of interesting that you're looking for a dirty tone in the music that's so clean.
Yeah, and, I think it complements it well. I like the bass tone a little more. A little less in the background, I guess, is my style, sort of. I like playing melodic bass lines a lot of the time, and like I said, Yes was a big influence, and that's what Chris Squire did, basically, was play melodies on his bass, and it was that weird, aggressive tone, and I just always liked that, so.
Yeah, he wasn't in the background at all.
Not at all, yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Chris, what are you on? What's the pedals? What's the gear going on?
For delays, if you hear like the ethereal, like atmospheric ones, it's just a line 6 DL4, and I'll use an expression pedal to like, have my delays like at a normal setting, and then I rock it all the way forward, and I've just got this like infinite repeats, like in Flashback. If you hear like the high-pitched crystals just going and going and going and going while the drum beat comes in. That's just me like holding the repeats to forever, and then I can bring it back and play a normal riff. And I was just I used what else did I really use heavy? I use a whammy pedal a lot. I use that in Flashback. I use that in Around the Bend subtly. And other than that, I mean, like when we were in the studio, man, we just had so many different amps to go to, and I would lean towards stuff from
Soldano.
Yeah, the Soldano.
We use Soldano a lot. There's an old like amp guitar amp that we use for like clean tones. That was really good.
Yeah. We had a lot of like really neat guitars in the studio and a really plethora of amps to go to. So even if we had an idea in our head, the engineer would be like, well, check this amp out and see what you get out of it. And like, we'd check it out and we'd get something out of it, or we wouldn't. So,
Right.
So I mean, like, even if you have a set idea for stuff, man, like you just gotta be really open. There's just so many ways to get things that you don't know you can get. And
I think we actually used my Music Man for one of the guitar parts too.
yeah, I'm sure.
With all that equipment, you're going to the Music Man. How cool.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's
man.
a pretty cool amp. It sounds really good, clean tone with the guitar. So.
Yeah.
Nice. And what kind of guitar are you using, Chris?
I've been using actually one of Andrew's old guitars. It's just a PRS Santana SE.
Okay.
And man, it's a workhorse, man. Like, someone might want to call it cheap, but dude, I love it, man. Like, I can throw it around and not care about it. And
Yeah, it's Andrews.
hold on. But you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, no one wants to hold a $3,000 guitar. Like, I'm sorry. Like, so I don't know. Like, it's a tool, man. It's not a piece of gold or something.
To be honest,
Yeah.
after the first big gouge in an expensive guitar, though, you kind of get over it. It's like a nice car.
Yeah.
So you
Right.
First one hurts.
Yeah, the first one hurts, but everyone after that, you're like, all right.
Did you get to play with a guitar that you like your dream guitar then when you were in the
You
studio?
know what's funny is at the studio, they had a Les Paul Studio, and that's like that's only like max like 900 new, but this was an old one, and I really kept playing that on the album a lot.
Nice.
Other than that, dude, we had a good friend let us borrow a 1952 Telecaster.
Wow.
And dude, this thing, that was the coolest sounding thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
Like,
that guitar is awesome.
Andrew's got a new Telecaster, like at least 2012 or something.
Yeah.
And he played the intro to KXTA on that, and then he played it on. Well, he played it on the 1952 at first, and it just had this. That's the sound you hear.
Okay.
And one day when I wasn't there, he tried to redo it on his new one, and they played it, and it sounded like a little bit more upbeat, and it was a lot brighter, and like, I don't know, but I was like, dude, the other one has this like creepy fucking sound. Like,
yeah, it's
and
got like a really cool, unique sound.
and we played it back, and we were like, old one, man, the thing.
We had like a 1974 Stratocaster too that our one friend let us borrow. It was awesome.
Yeah. I love that. You guys are like guitar aficionados, you know?
A little bit.
We're around it, man. We're around it. We see people like using this guitar, that guitar, and like it's that old saying, man. They don't make them like they used to. I'll tell you that, man. I'll tell you.
I mean, because I deal with a lot of bands, and it's a guy that has his guitar, and he's sitting in his bedroom, and he's just like hooked up to his computer, and he's trying to get these different tones and stuff. And it's nice. It's nice, you know. Invest, go play with other guitars, check them out, make friends that have other guitars, and you know, have fun with that.
Yeah, we got a lot of support from our friends.
Yeah,
we know so many people in the industry, whether they're just musicians or they're a lighting guy, a sound guy, whatever it is, man. Like we just know a lot of people around that thing, and like a lot of people that really appreciate music. So like,
it's a huge help.
That's what really like is our like, you know, our base. Like we have such good minds and ears to like show our music to and get good pointers from. Like even if we have a shitty song, they're gonna be like, hey man, that part's shitty, do that, and we're like, all right, you're right, man. Like we can do something better than that. Even if we thought it was awesome when we made it, like, you know, like that's the toughest part about creating something, man. Like people don't understand, like it takes balls to be like, hey, like I put my all into this. What do you think about it? And like, there's totally going to be someone that says that fucking sucks. Like, you know, like
exactly.
And your best thing to that is like, all right, well, what did you fucking make, dude? Like, I don't know. See, but that's the bottom line, man, is that if someone else is creating and killing it, they're not going to be like, that fucking sucks. They're going to be like, hey, man, this part's really good.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Like, if you just tweak that part a little, you'll be in there. And that's what we love. We got people like that.
That's awesome. This podcast was based on the fact that a lot of times your friends are your fans and your fans are your friends, and they don't want to rock the gravy train. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what we started out. Now we're moving more towards advice and feedback, you know, just trying to help bands move ahead. If they learn something, if they learn just a couple things from you guys to make their career better, then suddenly the community is better overall. So I love all that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
So I appreciate you guys doing that. I got to ask Andrew about his equipment.
Yeah, I got equipment. So I play a Telecaster through an orange Rocker Verb 50 amp.
The orange, nice.
And I just have I have like a 2x12 cab by Orange, but I don't really use like a lot of pedals. I have like a delay pedal and like a boost pedal, but that's all I really use. Like a Boss DD6 delay and then like a Green Rhino distortion, but I really just use it for a boost on like the one solo I have in one song. So
the one solo in one song.
Yeah, I'm more just want to like fill everything in with like some warm guitar tones and like Kris do all like the fun stuff.
Nice. And did you have a favorite in the studio, or did you just stick with what you had?
I got to play the shaker on one song. That was pretty tight. That was my big shaker debut on Chicken Burger.
Wait, what do you mean?
We were in there. There's a little shaker.
Just a little egg shaker.
Little egg shaker. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a guitar. I'm like, I've never heard of a shaker guitar.
No, it's totally stupid. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. For some reason, I remember tracking that and it being really funny. Just like rocking out with the shaker.
There's no video of you hanging with your mouth open?
No, we deleted all of it. It's all.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
And what's Josh on then?
Josh plays. He's got some PDP drums, and then he plays like Zildjian A custom cymbals. He has DW hardware.
I love that stuff.
Yeah, pretty awesome hardware.
Nice. And do you record? Are you recording at home, or is it? Do you just use that stuff for basic?
That's just like what we use for like live. I mean, when we're in the studio, we try to use. They have so much. They have so much nice stuff in the studio. I mean,
Yeah.
We use our stuff when it's the right tone, but I mean, they have so much stuff. It's like it's stupid to try to use, you know, our equipment like on every track. But when it's appropriate, we will, you know.
Yeah, but you guys aren't. What I mean, you're not home studio musicians per se.
No, we leave everything at our practice space. But me and Kris have been writing like a ton of stuff in my at my house, like in my living room and stuff.
Okay.
With, like a little bit of equipment that we have there, but nothing crazy, you know.
Right. Okay. So you're not into plugins and programs and all that stuff then?
I don't have money for it yet, but we want to be.
Don't waste your time. Your sound is perfect the way it is.
Thanks, man.
I really don't want to hear DuCru move on to a click track. You know what I mean?
Right.
Please. Cool. So when are you going to start touring then?
I don't know. I think in the October, November, we're gonna start doing some weekend stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna try to
different cities.
Weekend warrior our way to like Philly and Richmond and New York, and
it's all close. Like we're in a pretty good spot where everything's pretty nearby, so like stuff like that's easy.
Yeah, there's a lot of big college campuses near us too. So I mean, really, it's probably gonna be a lot of hitting those up and more than just a straight like several week tour.
Yeah, we need to be able to draw on like other cities before we can really put like a whole week into it.
Yeah, I got you. I'm just waiting to hear you guys say, we're going to be in Chicago.
I'm hoping, dude, at some point. Sure.
Cool. And you guys are on Bandcamp and you are on Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud. And go buy this album on iTunes, everybody. Yeah. Or would you prefer Bandcamp?
Anything is fine.
Yeah, whatever.
Just whatever listen to it. Like, just Google it and listen to it.
Yeah. But once they listen to it, they're going to want to buy it.
Oh, yeah. I hope, yeah.
I mean, I think we got a lot of death metal fan bands, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. This is thoughtful music for me. You know, there's more to it than just 4 tracks, and I love that.
Right.
Cool. I guess we're about out of time, guys.
Oh yeah, man.
Cool, man.
Good talking to you.
It was great talking to you, dude.
Thanks. It was great talking to you. We're gonna have to when you guys start touring, let us know so we can give you a shout out. And if you guys, we're gonna be doing the return of our band hangouts where we're getting specific musicians together to talk about specific questions. So
cool.
Now I know a bassist. I'm excited.
You got a bassist.
There's one here. Yep.
You guys are so thoughtful about your craft, so I wanted to get, specific questions so that we can help, that guy that just picked up a guitar and he's wondering what to do with it.
Man.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Thank you, everybody from DuCru, and thank you, everybody from listening. The podcast should be out early next week.
Cool, man.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, guys. You too.
Take care, man.
Bye.